Good evening and welcome back to Captain Mystery with me, Jitty. Over the last couple of episodes, we've been going through a little bit of a waste mini-series. First off, dealing with slag, and then, of course, after dealing with our slag and making a whole lot of fertilizer, we then had to deal with the fact that I was wasting iron trading for oil. We fixed that up by trading food for oil instead, which has hopefully solved that problem and given us a whole lot more steel. Then, after solving both those problems, we then had to deal with the amount of coal I was wasting making steam, which we've now using a little bit of wood to supplement that instead, and then we dealt with the waste of exhaust. We've now got that all congregated into one area, and we've upgraded the scrubbers to the higher SCs, so now we can process 2,000 exhaust in one location, converting all that waste into steam and potential power. Now today, I need to deal with that steam by refactoring the power plant, but I also have a more pressing issue, and that is chlorine. We're out of chlorine because, well, we had all the systems tied together, and us with fixing up and moving around the exhaust a little bit, I'm all out of chlorine. Chlorine is very important because it's used to create plastic, and plastic is very important because it's used to make electronics. Also, the other thing chlorine goes into is graphite, and with all the arc furnace 2s we've been making, I sort of don't have nearly enough graphite. So I need to solve those problems before we get into finalizing our exhaust in our power plant, which means I need to ask you a very important question, of course. That question being, can I borrow a like? I just like to borrow a like. I like to borrow a like on a video. Not happy with the video, didn't enjoy the video. Well, obviously your like would be wasted on me. All right, first thing I want to do is I want to go down to Mr. Shippy Shippy. Mr. Shippy Shippy has loaded up everything he needs for the sulfur mine, so we're going to send him off to the sulfur mine to upgrade it, and then we're immediately going to go over and say hi to a pirate. Next thing I want to do is, in our last episode, we finished off the research for a little bit of extra crops from the infinite research, and also one lot of bonus focus points. As I don't have a lot of officers just yet, it means I can spend just a tiny bit of extra focus in trade capacity. So that means our train's going to carry a little bit more. They're not quite at the 1,000 mark that I wanted, but they're very, very close. Next thing I need to do is I need to, send Mr. Shippy Shippy off to deal with that, because as soon as he comes back, I can unload the crew, and that will give me some all-important workers. All right, next thing I want to do is I want to come over and I want to start working over here, because I need to have chlorine. Chlorine we were making from exhaust right here. Our exhaust was going into a couple of thermal desalinators. Thermal desalinators was giving us some brine. The brine was going into the electrolyzers to make us the chlorine. Chlorine is going into making our graphite, and more importantly, coming over here to make our plastic. As you can see, I don't have nearly enough chlorine, so we're going to start a whole brand new process down here, which starts with a tank. I want to put a tank right about there, and then I want to put another tank about here somewhere. Okay, in between those two tanks, I need to put in some chlorine, but before I do that, I need to have brine. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting with Jetty's patented pump and dump system. It's a very important system. Remember, if you do use this system, you need to pay me royalties because it is patented, and I want to take a pump and a dump, and I want to put them here. Cool. That's 2. That's 3, 4, 5. No, that's wrong. Go over 12. 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. All right, with my 8 pumps and dumps, I want to grab a Mark II pipe. I'm going to bring that out the end one, and we're going to go all the way up to here. And then I think I'm going to stop about here. All right, next thing I want to do is I want to make chlorine. Well, I may need to make chlorine, and we need to make brine to make chlorine. So rather than all the other methods we've been using currently, I'm going to start forcing my way to make actual brine. So we're going to do those with the evaporation pods. The evaporation pods I can put in seawater and get out straight brine. I want to have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these guys at least to start with, and they're going to have a pipe. And that pipe needs to come this way. Can I have you stay at height number 1, please? No. Height number 1 through to there, and then I want you to stay at the level height through to here, which is 3, and then 3 drops down to there. Great. Can I have that built? Can I have that built? Can I have that part removed? That part removed. And can I come back to my pumps and my dumps? All right. I need to have at least 1 pump. With my 1 pump, I need to have a 2nd pump, and then I'm going to need to have probably a 3rd and a 4th pump. Cool. Can I have those built? And those built. All right, on top of that, I need to upgrade some pipes. This is a Mark II pipe. As you do 108 each, Mark II pipe only gets me through the first machine. And then can I have those upgraded? All right, with that upgraded, I want to bring my my seawater there to there to there. I should have made all that pipe 3 to start with. I did, excellent, cool. Can I get all of those built? All right. You are all going to be producing just a little bit of brine. Not a lot of brine, but just a little bit of brine to get me started. And I want to take my brine into this tank. But before I put it in this tank, I want to put in a balancer. Balancer is going to be very important because I need to balance all the inputs. And can I start there? Great. From there, can I come down to perfect you? And then from you to, nope, can we do here? Don't freaking care about blocking the port. There and there. Great. Can I get that done? All right. So that gives me my brine. All right. After I have brine, I want to start making chlorine. To make chlorine, I need to have electrolyzers. Unfortunately, these use a lot of power, and unfortunately, my power grid is almost maxed out. So can I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of you guys? I can't support 4 of you yet, but I'm going to support 4 of you eventually. So can I have you? You're going to come into here, and you need to have 72 brine to make 48 chlorine, which is a bit of a problem because I do not have anywhere near that amount of brine just yet, but we'll find that amount of brine in the future. Can I plug my chlorine into there, and into there, and into there, and into there? Cool. Can I get you 2 built? All right, so that's our very start. And can I also get that built and that built? All right, too much trash is high supply trash. Oh yeah, that's right. I had to change you. I accidentally set the wrong recipe on this between episodes because I increased the priority of these to number 1 to make sure if we had a brownout, because we're going to have brownout somewhere during this episode, there wasn't really an issue because they keep running because they're number 1, so that means they get the highest priority. Okay. Of workers and power. All right, this gives me chlorine. That's one of the first steps. So chlorine, I need to take from here to underneath the fuel gas pipe, there up to height number 4, please. And we're going to come up to this corner. After I get to this corner, I want to pop across here, and I then want to feed straight into that pipe there. That pipe there. Thank you. That's my chlorine. Okay, with my chlorine, I want to flip this pipe. Come on. Flippy, flippy. Flippy, flippy, flippy. See, I said we're having power problems. Flippy, flippy, and okay, can I upgrade that pipe? And can I upgrade that pipe? That way we can get a little bit more throughput through both these pipes. That means my chlorine through to here should have more throughput. I only need to have 32 over here, but that's a start. Okay, with that done, can I come back to here? Ding, ding, ding. Okay, we finished the housing upgrade. So we finished the research for housing capacity +1, which fixes a lot of my housing issues. And at the very least, we have chlorine up and running. Okay, with chlorine up and running, I need to come back. I need to finish it off and fix this system. But I also need to solve another problem, and that is power. My power is absolutely maxed out. We have 2 nuclear reactors currently. 2 nuclear reactors currently, and these produce, well, 15 each. And we have, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 here. Therefore, this is doing 240 megawatts. This is also doing 240 megawatts. My rest of my power grid, being my other 15, 30, 60 megawatts, is up here. It is this power shaft. This power shaft, which does run fine, but you have to remember this power shaft is no delivery, no delivery. Bad trucks. This is also attached to our coal processing, well, our coal burning, and also our wood burning. In theory, we're going to be burning wood. That should be around the other way, not that it should matter. So this is attached to my wood burning and my coal burning, and I sort of, don't really want to burn this as much as I have been. I would really much prefer to have another nuclear reactor, and to do that, I need you guys to chop down the forest. Where are all the tree choppers? I was expecting this done by now. Where are all the tree choppers? Okay, can we go here? Can we go tree chopper? Are you assigned to a tower? You are assigned to a tower. Cool. Don't be assigned to a tower anymore. Are you assigned to a tower? No. Are you assigned to a tower? No. Okay. Are you assigned to a tower? Yes. Unassigned to a tower. And okay, that means everybody's unassigned. Cool. Because I have already asked this area to be cleared of all vegetation. All right. Whilst we're here, I need to do a few things. One, our uranium. I want to bring uranium in from over here instead now. Can I come over here? Can I come over the one natural mountain that remains in the starting area? Can I have you go here? Right. Down. Down. Stop it. Stop it. I want you to be flat and level. That tile. Thank you. Can you not go over the top? Fine. You go around the top by one tile. I can accept that. Okay. Can you come to here, please? And then over to this pipe. And then from this pipe, I knew there'd be a tree in the way. Uh-huh. Cool. Can we go to there? And then can I go from... Oh, actually. Ooh, can I go... Remove that part. Remove that part. Can I remove that part too? Can I put you... Cut back to there. Okay, can I come from here across that in a single bound. Thank you. And then can I go over? What is going over? Great. Can I go over, under? That works. Can I come to here? Even better. Cool. Can I go down to ground level? No. Okay. Can I go this height and then down to ground level? Done. Cool. Can I flip that? Can you be the new uranium belt? Can you get flipped? Can you get built? Cool. All right, so that's the new uranium belt, which means this uranium belt can go away, plus can that bridge, plus that bridge can stay. All right, I need you guys to chop out this forest, because I want to put down a nuclear reactor right about now, and I can't, and I'm not particularly happy about it. Is that rubbish? Is that some rubbish? No, it's a bit of rock. Can I put you there, and you there, and... Oh, that's now flat. I'm happy. All right, so reroute the belt for the moment. I need all this to be disappeared, which means in the meantime, I guess we come back to this system. All right, so we have some brine. Okay, actually a decent amount of brine already and a decent amount of chlorine in already. Can I... Do I want to turn on more yet? I don't really want to turn on more yet. No. Okay, plastic is going to catch up. All right, plastic going to catch up. Let's go work on some few other things whilst I wait. All right. One thing I need to work on is over here. Over here we have plastic. I am importing plastic into the food processing build, which is fine. And I need, of course, those to make the all-important snackaroos. Yes. Also, I need plastic for medical equipment. Now, plastic I can make from a number of ways. One of them is with naphtha. The other one is ethanol. Inside our food processing build, I actually burn off ethanol and have been burning off ethanol for quite some time because I have too much. And to make chlorine, to make plastic, all I need is a bit of brine, where I take a whole lot of excess food products and turn them into steam, and then run that steam through a whole bunch of thermal desalinators, which of course give me brine. So I want to make a little bit of brine here. Once I make a little bit of brine here, I want to have two polymerization plants, which is to take in the ethanol that I have just locally and turn that into plastic with a little bit of chlorine that I'm making locally. That is going to require, of course, the pipe hooked up for ethanol, which happens to be right here. And then, of course, they're going to output my plastic. My plastic needs to come on this belt through here. Yes, please. No, don't flip that one. I want to flip that one. I want to flip that one. I want to flip that one. That plastic needs to come from here. You're going to make 36 each, which is 72. Can I upgrade you? And that's the only one I need to upgrade. Thank you. And that plastic is going to come through here, come into this point where we're dropping off plastic originally, and then head up to snackaroos. So now we are making plastic inside the food processing build for food. Yeah, it's another part of this build is self-contained upon itself at all times. And we're actually overproducing the amount of chlorine I need, so I don't need to put in any sort of tank. And technically, I'm actually overproducing the amount of chlorine I can fit down this pipe to feed into here as well. So this should be self-contained. This should run permanently. The exhaust is being thrown into that magic balancer. That magic balancer is full of exhaust, which heads into the exhaust scrubber. So again, this is all part of a self-contained system. All right. Too much trash should be going away. It is, and not enough maintenance 2. Not enough maintenance 2 is caused by, let me guess, not enough electronics. Okay, not enough electronics is caused by, shouldn't be a plastic issue because we haven't run out. Plastic's now refilling. It's probably caused by us not making enough of them. So as it's been a problem for quite some time, can we enable another machine there to make another lot of PCBs? And then can I enable 2 more machines here to make even more electronics 2? That might cause a problem with not enough electronics 1, but we can jump that hurdle when we get that far. All right, next thing I need to do is hope that you've just cleared out forest. You haven't cleared out forest, but it's close enough. All right, next thing I want to do is I want to put in a nuclear power plant. So again, we're going to use the blueprints because I have them. I want to go for a MOX reactor, which is a Mark II reactor. I want to put this right here. You need to have... Okay, 2 trucks need to get on the inside. They need to drop off sulfur. That's the only thing they need to do on the inside. Okay, can I put you there? Can I rip out that half? And can I rearrange these? All right. I want to, same as I have with the first 2 reactors, have a long, thin power shaft rather than what I have here, which is potentially 4 different power shafts. Can I have you? All right, can I have this? Can I have that go over there? Can I have this go
Understanding
here?
power shaft. It sounds like you're referring...
Sounds like I'm referring to, Google needs to shut up and learn when to listen. Okay, can I have this built? All right, can I have this filled up with water? I need you to be filled up with water. I need you to be a priority 1. I just need to have you to have some water in you. Okay, can I have that go away? All right, I need to have 2 of these. I have 2 of these, 4 of these. I need to have 2 of these, 4 of these, and then I need to have 2 and 2, and then potentially flywheels on the end. Okay, because I want to stage this part of the reactor, I want to make sure that okay, you are plugged into you, and you are plugged into you, and you are plugged into you. Okay, I want to be able to turn on those two independently of, or those, I want to turn on that part of the system independently from the next two, the next part of the power. Reactors. Reactors power up in stages of 2 turbines in a row. I want to power up either these 2 turbines or all 4 turbines. And the important thing is that when we take our steam, which is this is our output pipe. Yes, our output pipe, which goes to. Why do you have a connector in the middle? Okay, good question. All right, you go into here. You get prioritized out into 2 different directions. I want to take this being my. No, this is going to be our primary. I want to take the primary, and I want to run the primary. Okay, we run that right to here. Okay, can you go to here? Depleted steam needs to come into this one. Okay, depleted steam needs to come in here, plus in here, plus in here, and then in here. Thank you. All right, that's all I need. I'm just off by a tile. Can I cut everything? Can I slide it up by 1 tile so we actually join up? Thank you. 2 tiles? I do 2 tiles? I do 2 tiles. Okay. Can I bring this thing? Actually, can I cut the end of that? Can I have a pipe balancer? Can I put a pipe balancer here? Thank you. All right. Can I bring this steam in here? I want to plug in, same as we were doing with the low pressure turbines previously. I want to have these put up in stages. So can you be the priority one? I want this where these turbines turn on first. These ones we turn on auto balance probably, and then the only thing I want to do is I want to go some flywheels. Can I have flywheels, please? And can I put you here, 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 and here? No, that's it. Okay, we only fit 3 of them in. That's going to be a bit of a problem. I need more technically for a nuclear reactor because they're so slow to scale up and down in power, but that's fine for right now. Can I put the second one right there? The second one is going to have ruined steam pipes, but that's fine because the second one I'm going to be powering up differently. I'm going to have all of these. Height number 1, please. Thank you. Go there. There, I said. Okay. Can I have you, 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 and you all powered up together? And we had a balancer. There. You are going to be the secondary priority. So this one, I want to take this one from where it is and bring it up to height 1. I can't get through there properly at height 1, so I guess we're going to go to height 2. Can I bring this through? That tank doesn't exist. Can I bring you from there to there? Great. All right, that's my 2 halves of my nuclear reactor. The only thing I need to do is get my depleted steam, which is technically here. Do I want to bring it out the front or out the rear? I want to bring it out this side. Where are we plugging this into? We're plugging this into here. Can I have a connector? Can I have a connector go away, please? Can I have a connector go here? And you're going to plug in there. Okay, so this is going to be my other depleted steam. That connector there, which can come through here, here, around the end. No, you go 1 cell tighter, and then plug into that guy. Okay, can you flip? You flip. Can I remove that? Can I put a connector in there? And can you flip? And you actually connect. Okay, all right. With all that done, you have water. Excellent. You're good. You're ready to go. Okay. Can I turn on that to get built and that to get built? And can I remove those? Can I put those there? Can I take those? Can I put them here? And then can I put those there? Sure, we're going to do that. It's going to be a little bit longer, but that's fine. Over here, I need to get a seawater in and a brine in. That's all that's required to run a nuclear reactor. Well, at least my particular design. So can I get a pump and dump? I need a pump here. And then can I get a, where are we? Waste management, dump. right beside it. You are going to be doing brine. Thank you. Or actually, no, I can't use that. Okay. Was considering using the existing infrastructure. Let's not do that because that is not designed for this. Okay. Can I remove that and remove that? And can I bring this? Okay. Can we come to here at height number 1, and then can we go over the little mountain? There and out to here. Good enough. And can you just live there for 2 seconds? Can I move this over here without it interfering? No. Okay, fine. You get to go there. All right, can I have that? So my brine. My brine is this one here. Great, done. Can I have you built, and then I'm gonna have a pipe 2 for the seawater in, which can go to here underneath. Can I go to pipe? I need to run this side by side rather than trying to run them under one another, which is fine because I planned for that, obviously. Can I have you go to here? Yep, and then from there, can you plug it into there? Great. That's my seawater in. That's my brine out. As for the fuel itself, I need you built. And fuel itself. Fuel itself we have over here on a belt, and I need to bring it down to here. I also need to take my nuclear waste out. And is it you? It's you. You process nuclear waste. Okay. I want to hopefully have a direct belt. Okay, can I have first off, can I have a box? We can use a temporary box to bring the nuclear fuel in because I don't want to spend time on it. Rods. Uranium rod. Cool. Can I do that? Can I do that? Okay, can I have flat belts? Can you go from there to there? Nothing too complicated, in and done. Alright, you. I want to bring you up to height 1 to that tile, and then to there, and then to there. Okay, can I remove that? And then can I go flat lift? And actually, now I'm thinking about it, I should just make you higher so I can trucks underneath you. Yep, I can do that. Can I build you? And can I remove that? Can I put you here? Cool. Can I have you go from here to there? That's it. We're just going to take our nuclear waste out of this reactor and feed it straight into nuclear waste reprocessing. Done. Okay. You have nuclear fuel coming in. Can I set recipes? Can I turn that one off? And you have clean water ready to go, so we can just turn this reactor on. And because we have a random pipe in the middle doing nothing. Okay, because we have a balancer. Balancer is going to prioritize this chain. This chain is going to prioritize that we feed this chain, which means we're going to make our high pressure steam. High pressure steam is going to come down here and it's going to run these generators. Because I actually have, we're going to get into this probably a lot of more detail in the next episode, because I happen to have a drive shaft that has 72 megawatts worth of, what's your problem? That part's facing the wrong way. That's your problem. Okay. Because I have 72 megawatts worth of mechanical power going into this shaft, but I also am trying to run a whole bunch of generators at priority number 5, they're going to have a problem where we don't have enough mechanical power on this shaft because I'm only putting 36 into it. What I need to do to make sure we get peak efficiency out of these guys, because in theory, if we're providing half the mechanical power in, we should get half the electricity out, which would be 7.5 megawatts worth of power. I'm actually getting 5.63, which means I'm losing out. What I want to do is I want to set these to hopefully different priorities so they can at different times. So we're going to set you to 11, we're going to set you to 11, and then therefore, nope, we still need that power, do we? Okay, can I set you even lower? 14. There we go. I don't need that power anymore. Can I set you to a 14? And therefore, these guys should be able to kick in. They should be able to kick in and get the maximum amount of mechanical power that they need, which means we should get the full 15 megawatts out of you. So you're now producing another 15 megawatts for us, which means we're now at 240 on our first 2 reactors running flat out. This gives us another 30. So now we have 270 megawatts worth of power at all times, which means if I'm over 270, then I'm using whatever our next power source is. In this particular case, it's going to be this reactor. I'm going to turn on the smart so it auto-regulates, and we're just going to have these 2 turn on as well if we need the power. And you know what? We're going to need the power in about right now. Can I change those to there? And that way we're going to pull off whatever inertia we have, which means you guys should scale up. I just want to make sure these are all connected. That's the steam in, which is not connected currently because it's not doing anything. These are bringing steam in. That is flowing through to these guys. These guys are outputting to here and here. and then that's output into there perfectly fine. And that pipe's going the wrong direction. Haha! But double check things. All right. Whilst that's happening, can I build the rest of that? Good luck, trucks. All right. Whilst that's happening, maintenance is, if we click on maintenance Mark 2 and we go to here, we can see actually we're over the limit now because I add another nuclear reactor. So I need to have another one of you guys. Thank you. Can you go there? Can I copy, well, that? I can put that there. Can I grab a little bit of belt? And a little bit of belt goes there. And a little bit of other belt goes there. Great. Can I do that and plug you in as well? Excellent. Great. Cool. That solves that problem. All right. As for our next problems, we go down through the list. Acid. We don't have enough acid. Don't have enough acid because we don't have enough water. I need to solve that problem. I also now have a new problem where I don't have enough chicken food because we've gone and stressed out the food system too much. And I no longer have any animal feed. So this one is actually an easy fix. We just need to have a farm. All three. Can I have farm? Okay. Can I? Nope. Farm. Can I go flip? Great. Can I plug those pipes in at the top? So line up. Perfect. And you are planting both wheat and corn, which both lead to animal feed. Can I have all those do that recipe? Cool. Can I have the trucks come build all that? Whilst the trucks are building that, I also need to attach their belts. The belts are, if I copy from here to the length of the farm plus one tile, that is the tileable part. So we can go to here, line up the end there and there. Can I copy all of that as a single piece? I can. Great, because that's a great amount of belts at once. Paste that there and paste that there. Is that the right amount? No. Can I do... No. Can I go down one? Can I paste that in there? And it all fits perfectly. It almost fits perfectly. Okay. Can I have that built? I need to have the far top side of this belt being built so the trucks can, or so the belts can actually work and get the resources out. So can I have the top row be built? Also need to have each of the balances built, which is unfortunately not in the top row. That's fine. We can just click on these one at a time. The trucks can get this done. I'm not in a particular rush. I am in a particular rush, but I'm not in a particular rush to spend my uni on this. Actually, I have a lot of uni. Maybe I am in a particular rush to spend my uni on this. Okay, I don't have that done. Now, I also need to obviously get that food out and down to the town. We have a situation where you are moving all the food onto the very first belt, and then the other two belts are whatever food's left over. What I want to do is I want to combine all those together again. So can I have that tile removed and those tiles removed? Thank you. Can I have a balancer in here? I'd like you to be prioritizing out to that slot, and I want to plug you into... All right, come on. You into there. Great. Can I have that built? All right, on top of that, I need to grab food from the new build we just put down, which is going to be a belt at priority number at height number 1. We're going to need to come here, and then because I still need to get trucks through, I'm just going to raise this up for just a little bit to about here, and then drop this into there. Great. Can I have that built? All right. With that built and that built, I want to probably go to here, and yeah, can I just spend some uni on the farms? 60, 40, cool. That leaves me plenty of uni left over. All right. Low supply of glass. Yeah, I wonder why. You, no place to dump things. You have only access to a little sorter. That's your problem. You've overloaded a little sorter. Can you guys also use the sand sorter? Because obviously you're digging up a lot of rock currently. Yes, you are. Also, I know for a fact people are going to start complaining about this. In fact, they already are. Okay, so low supply of electronics, which is bad. Yes, it's bad. Do I have any spare copper? I have... you do 24 and you use 48. So each one of these is representative of 2 of these. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Great. Can I upgrade you? Thank you. And unpause you. And you can then also make more electronics, which 50, 100, 150, 50, 100, 200. I need that belt upgraded, and I've already done the same on the other side. Great. Can I have that done? All right. Hopefully that fixes that problem. Concrete slabs just because I keep spending it. Acid is a water problem. Plastic is filling up, so I don't have to worry about that. Household goods is, I don't know. I guess we had a momentary shortage and they're filling back up. And same applies for household goods. Okay. What I boo-boo? That's the same pipe. Same pipe. It needs to go left, right? Yes. Okay. So that's that fine. And You only got a little bit of steam because the first row got, well, the first row had too much steam, so these guys turned off. Yep. So then we dump the extra steam into this line, which is perfectly fine. That's how the reactor's designed to run. And we've turned on the don't melt down command, so it shouldn't melt down. Should mention that I'm actually now burning nuclear fuel faster, nuclear fuel rods faster, making nuclear fuel rods, but that's fine. All right, continuing back to our original part. Okay, so over here, I've made some brine. Great. I also need to, or I want to, do a few things. Now, this power plant is at a point where I can semi-retire it, which is good because I want to semi-destroy it. What I'd like to do is I have 4 of these guys. 4 of these guys are creating a bunch of low-pressure steam. That low-pressure steam we're putting into 4 of these guys. But on top of that, not too far away, I have another system that's set up which is designed to have in 6 low-pressure turbines. The 6 low-pressure turbines are meant to count for all the steam that we're going to have coming from the arc furnaces. What I'd like to do is, rather than having this up here, I'd like to put it all down here as one system, which means I do need to do a few things. First off, can I... well, first off, I need to put water into this system. Okay, so can I get a water pipe from here and bring that into that balancer? Can I get it the other way around? It's just as bad. Okay, can I go from here to here? You sort of had a system that sort of worked, but that exhaust pipe's in the way, and that exhaust pipe I haven't removed yet. So we're just going to do that. Okay. Can I get you built? Can I get you flipped? Can I have you be a priority out? This is important. I keep water in this system to make sure all the furnaces run. Next thing I want to do is I want to take my steam from here. I want to grab it from here, and I want to bring it to pipe 5, please. I want to come to where the chlorine pipe is. Then we're going to go straight south. We're going to go through and over the train tracks. And then I want to come down to the 3rd tile here. Once I get to the 3rd tile here, I want to go left. Straight, please. Thank you. And right about here, I want to come to ground level so I can plug into that pipe right there. That pipe right there is blocked by that belt. So can I get the belts? And can we lift the belt out of the way just a little bit? Okay, can I plug that into there? Great. Can I plug the belts back where it's meant to go? And can I get that belt? All right. Whilst we're here, can I upgrade some pipes? I'm going to need to bring more steam through this system. So I need to have many of these pipes upgraded to the next tier. Great. Can I go and now that's done, take this pipe and flip it? With that done, that cuts off steam going to this system. Also means it's going to cut off water coming from this system, and that means all the water needs to come in from over here instead. Also means that I need to take that pipe, rotate to the right, that pipe rotate to the right, and that pipe also needs to rotate to the right eventually. And can I disconnect that and unpause that so I can dump the water out that's currently in the system. Okay, that's going to dump it into here. That's fine. We're going to come back to that in a second. All right, next thing I want to do is I now have taken the steam across. I need to do something with the depleted steam that comes out of the system. I want to copy here to here because I do want to run things in the thermal desaliners. The thermal desaliners we're going to put down here temporarily because I want to talk about these guys. These guys process 24 depleted steam and 24 depleted steam. That is a total of 48 depleted steam. These guys take in 48 depleted steam, and I have, well, potentially enough steam to run from this system, 6 of these guys, plus from this system 4 of these guys, which means I have 4. I have another 3, but I'm short another, well, 3. So can I do a small bit of deconstruction? Can I remove all of that? Thank you very much. Can I put in you, and you? Great. Can I have that be removed, that be removed, and that be removed? All right, I need to plug you into there, you into there, and you into there. Great. I need to plug that into there, that into there, that into there. Great. Can I have that be built? Okay. You, I want to upgrade because you're going to need to be a big pipe anyway, because I now have, 10 of these total, which bring in 48 steam, which is a total of 480 steam. On top of that, on the pure megawatts into the mechanical shaft, these do 6 megawatts, and I potentially have 6, and I have 10 of them, so I have 60 megawatts worth of mechanical power coming in the shaft. Which means I have a small problem, because over here, well, not really a problem, a small potential wastage, because I have another, 12, 24, 36 megawatts down here, 36, no, 24, 48, 12, 24, plus another 24, 36, plus another 36 right here. I have another potential 72 megawatts coming to the shaft right here. Now, because these are on auto balance, they should never turn on, because what I'm hoping to do is use the passive steam that I'm making from this particular source to have enough steam to run this shaft full time and make sure I don't have to charge it with, steam that I'm actively producing. Yes. Okay, can I do that, please? Can I also, you're a pipe 3, I need you to be a pipe 4. In fact, I need everybody back to about here to be a pipe 4. Yes, one more on principle. Can I also do you, and you. Okay, that should be everybody. All right, so what I need to do is I need to take the steam that I have coming out of the system, potentially 480 that's now depleted steam, and do something with it. Currently, depleted steam comes down here and it runs into a bunch of cooling towers. A bunch of cooling towers taking the depleted steam and recover some water. But it's definitely a loss of water. And as I have a problem with, acid, not having enough water, I also have this tank, which is the sort of the heartbeat of this particular sector. This is telling me how much water is in this sector because I've actually shut off this sector's valve, being this pipe here, from bleeding out of the system. That means if this tank doesn't have enough water in it, I don't have enough water down here. The only place I'm technically making water is these groundwater pumps, which are of course dry unless it's raining, and therefore I want to make sure that I'm making a positive amount of water. So if I have 480 depleted steam and you guys process 48 each, well 48 total, that means I need to have 10 of them. Before I do that, can I make sure that's clean water is going to the left? That is brine, which is going to, nope, brine, which is also now going to the left. Then this is seawater, which is coming from the right. Yep, and that is steam, which is going to the right. Okay, I want to take this. If I have 10 of those guys, I need to have 10 of these guys, which that's 3, that's 4, that's 5. If that's 5, that is now 10 of them, which is enough to run, well, all of those depleted steam, all of those low pressure turbines output. Okay, I need to get into here. Potentially, if I have 20 of these guys, 20 times 15, I need to get 300 seawater in. 300 seawater in is 3 of these pumps. So what I want to do is come to here, here. I want to come to here. Okay, can I have you? Can I have you come up to height 5? Because I need to make sure, just for a moment, I can still get vehicles into here. Yeah, I want you to plug in here, except I'm going to first off flip you the right direction, and then I'm going to put in a balancer, because I do not want to have pumps running if I don't need to have pumps running. I do need to make enough seawater, but I also need to make sure the seawater is just going to the places I need it first, and then the excess is going to making sure that other systems run, like making brine. So can I have that seawater come in there? You need to bring in 300, that's fine, you are a big enough pipe. Can I have all of the pipes at the bottom be built, all of the pipes at the top be built, and then I need to plug in everything else. Okay, this is going to be my depleted steam. We'll come back to that one. That is my seawater, which doesn't go any further. This is going to be my clean water. My clean water, yeah, we're going to be producing 33 clean water times by 20 of them, which is 660 clean water, which is an awful lot of clean water, which is great because I'm short an awful lot of clean water. Can I go to here? Can I go, no, that's fine. Can I go upgrade, and upgrade? Great. Yes. Okay, can I have a pipe? I need to be a 4 pipe, please. We're going to bring clean water out, so we're going to come to here. We're going to dart through to this location, and then from this location, I want to go to this pipe right here. So can we go up to height 4? And then I want to go from there directly into... What? Oh, I'm at height 4 still. I need to go to here. Temporary. Yep, just plug that upwards. Okay, that means I also need this pipe to go and be a whole lot bigger, because that is going to bring all my water that I'm about to start making from this system down here. This then flows into this balancer. This balancer then takes it into the oil refinery, and then if it's not needed in the oil refinery, which it shouldn't be, it's going to flow out of the oil refinery through that balancer, which is then going to take it from here, we're going to direct some off to make acid, and then the excess is going to come back up in this balancer. Now here, it can be stored for a little while before it's then eventually, if I have too much, run out that pipe and go to other places where we also need to have water, and eventually be dumped in the main water line, which feeds all the farms. Okay, speaking of farms, they're lacking in water. That's the next project for the next episode. We're already, the game is already getting ahead of me. Plus, on top of that, I need to bring out my brine. My brine needs to come to height number 1, and then it needs to come to, well, right there. Okay, right there, it needs to go into a balancer. Can I put a balancer there? Okay, these guys are going to output 6 brine times 20 of them, which means I need to have a T2 pipe, but this is slightly overbuilt to start with because I just copied and pasted. So I need to have the brine that goes into this top balancer go into the bottom balancer. So I need to have top balancer is going to prioritize the brine to go out, and then the bottom balancer is going to prioritize the brine in from there. I want to use brine that I've already made from there's already a byproduct of some other process, rather than brine that I'm physically making myself make because I need more brine. Okay, can I dump a research really quick? I don't want to get tree growth speed just yet. I want to grab vehicle limit, please, and a maintenance. Yes, and then can I do housing and focus? Cool. Can we just get those done in that sort of order? All right. No matter what, I need to take this brine. I do need to dispose of it. Okay, so we need to bring a Mark II pipe, and I want to bring it out of the top balancer because if it can't flow out to the bottom balancer, it is stuck in the top balancer, and I need to bring it to here. Thank you. After you go to there, we're going to go over the seawater pipe. We're going to go follow the seawater pipe to here, and then you should be able to come out right above that, and then come out to, come on, here. Thank you. All right, I need to dump 160 brine, which means 160 brine is just you. Turn off R and F. Can I plug that into there? And can I plug that into there? Okay. It is just 2 dumps. So I need that built, and that built. Okay, you are going to be dumping brine. You're going to be dumping brine. That's 60 piece. So that is all our brine taken care of. All right. Next thing I need to do is I need to, well, I don't need this system anymore. So we can demolish that. Okay. I also don't need any of those pipes. I don't need that. I don't need that. Okay. With those things done, that means I'm no longer relying on this seawater I was bringing in and wherever the hell it is, this brine I'm getting rid of. Also means that these 2 exhaust scrubbers that we're doing chlorine and all sorts of things, I don't need them doing that anymore. So I need to go back 5 steps. We need to go back to this balancer that was balancing all the different exhausts coming in. I need to flip that pipe. So rather than us taking exhaust and making sure this system running full time, I want to drain the exhaust from the oil refinery, and that means this pipe also gets reversed and brings whatever exhaust in that pipe back that way. On top of that, that also means that I don't need this scrubber. I don't need this scrubber. I don't need this scrubber. So all this gets to go away. That gets to go away. That gets to go away. That gets to go away. You are no longer outputting CO2. Also means that I don't need these guys because I don't need anywhere to put that low pressure steam anymore. Also means I do not need that seawater pipe, nor do I need that brine pipe. I don't need the brine tank. I don't need the 2 electrolyzers making chlorine. And I don't need to have that chlorine tank, nor do I need to have the chlorine pipes. Make you and you go away, and can I make you and you go away? Just because tanks are a little bit harder for the trucks to get rid of, because I don't really have anywhere to dump that stuff. All right, so that means the pipes now flow into this system. Can I make that go away? So you change your end. Cool. Pipes are flowing in here to bring in chlorine. That's perfectly fine. That means we have plenty of our graphite. Graphite goes into here. Can you be, you are, but can't export. Cool. Also means the pipes that we just deconstructed that comes down to these pumps and these dumps can also go away, and these can go away. And it also means this power plant is in theory mostly done. I do have a couple of problems with this power plant, that being that I'm physically putting too much mechanical power onto this. And as we see, these guys have auto balance turned on, but they shouldn't ever be processed in steam. They should always be idle due to auto balance. And I've also destroyed some generators that technically need to go back on this shaft, but I want to do a few more things with this shaft before we get to that. So I want to upgrade those tanks whilst we wait. And this reactor's running. We have stuck trucks because you're an idiot. Yeah, I'm going to go with you're an idiot. Or something's fallen anyway. Organic fertilizer has been a long time thing. You guys can't get back for some reason. That pipe right there. That's why you can't get back. Cool. Well done, JD. All right, so I have to fix up some pathfinding issues. Now we've gone undermined most of the sand and stop trucks being able to get to that places. But if I go fix this between episodes, it means in the next episode, in theory, we're done with all waste things. We should be ready to go look at more important things, more fun things, like aluminium bauxite. I do need to finalize that power plant. before we can get to that. And I also need to deal with a new problem I've made myself, which is the lack of water. Yep, the farms don't have enough water, which is a bit of a problem because I don't really have water coming from any other source. So we need to find some more water, which we also need to deal with. Also, you guys are outputting without any trouble. Yes, because I don't have enough water, which is going to lead to crops dying, which is going to lead to chicken farms not having enough food. So, yeah, we have a few little water problems I need to deal with in the very next episode. But what I need to do is I need to leave this here with our new pipe, putting in potentially 990 water, which would probably help if I built half of them. Then, in theory, we should be covered when it comes to water. Oh, I also need to bring the steam in. Yeah, I need to bring this steam from... I knew I was forgetting something. Okay, remove... Yep, can I remove that? Can I remove that? Can I remove that? Can I disconnect that? Cool. And then I can grab this steam and bring this through to here, here, and up type 1. Yep, and then into that pipe. Cool. That might solve all our water problems. We'll have to see how the system runs after a couple of minutes. I need to have a couple of you upgraded, and yes, we'll have to see how the system runs after a couple of minutes. With that steam coming in there, that should give me a bunch of clean water, should give me a bunch of brine, should give me a bunch of chlorine, also should give me back a bunch of construction parts. And yes, I still need to fix up the rest of this power plant in the next episode. I did warn you guys a little while ago this was going to be a 2-episode. Turns out it's been stretched out to a 3-episode. But with all that said and done, I'm going to call this video here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the very next video. All right, bye.